Okay, welcome to reviewing every pre-made AC in the PCVD starter pack with bonus ACs from the vintage Tech collection. What are we going on here? So, what are the starter pack ACs? When you boot up your PCVD and you've got it there for the first time, all of your AC data slots are going to be filled with ACs from what is called the starter pack. And Kilt put this together with the idea to give you, as a new player to Verdict Day PvP, a good foundation to build from. And these builds can be taken as is, or you can modify them as you like to suit your preferences. Some of them are pretty highly specialized to a certain player's preferences and playstyle, so you can look at some of them as like a source of inspiration more than anything else. They're mostly to just, be the starter kit to help you get directly into playing the game at a competitive level, because you have ACs that aren't dog shit. But they're also there to give you ideas that you can take and you can adapt to your own playstyle and your own preferences and try to come up with something that you want to make for yourself that plays how you want. So I'm going to go through all these ACs, and I'm going to do like a quick roundup review kind of thing. I say quick, but there's like 60 of them. I don't know. So it's going to be maybe a little bit long. All right, so number one here, the Strek LM Heavyweight Biped. This is kind of a classic thing. You have two Streks, you have a KE shield in the bay, and that's a Hatsukari Model 1 PMG. So personally, I like the Hatsukari Model 2, or the Arakai as it's called, from Armored Core 5. But the Model 1 is a lot easier to use. It's way easier on your generator. I think it has better range too. It just has less damage per second, and less total firepower, I suppose. It's an easy-to-use weapon. In your shoulder is the large missile, that Q-01, just the large missile. This is a very simple, archetypical playstyle. It's a heavyweight. You glide in, you rush at somebody, and as you can see here, we're on the GA 319 generator and the 309 booster. So that's Procny and Shinatsu for those of us who are in the know. That's going to give you a very long, consistent glide boost, longer than Ho Vital or a high output generator, because it's a balanced generator. You have a lot of capacity to work with. I think it's about double the capacity. So you can get a very long, good glide boost rush in, and you basically just pin your triggers with the Streks on the enemy, and lock and launch the large missile as soon as you're able, and as soon as you think it can hit the enemy. And that's going to hit them for a ton of damage. It's going to stun them and lock them down for the Strakosas to keep pounding them. You'd go pew, 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 pew. It's very much a call the ambulance, but not for me kind of shit. And then anything that the Strakosas are not going to work on, because they're not going to hit, the PMG will sort of help you cover that. So against lighter ACs that can evade the Strakosas, because they have pretty meager muzzle, the PMG is going to help you with that. It's also going to help you versus quads. And the large missile is going to armor break for the PMG as well, which is just handy. That's roughly everything I have to say about this. This is a KE stacked heavyweight biped, so you are not going to take a whole ton of damage from laser speed. So you can engage on quads relatively safely, unless they have VTFs or something, then you'd probably think twice about that. You have a KE shield there as well, so you can kind of be safe from snipers in the late game. This is just a solid teamfight AC, and you can duel with this as well. It's probably a good way to get started in duels, because it's a really straightforward playstyle. It's plug and play. It's as much plug and play as you can get. Basically, your flowchart is find a nice position to glide from, initiate glide boost, acquire target, and just dump magazine, and repeat until the target is dead or you lose. If the target is not weak to the Streks, everything's going to be weak to the Streks, but if the Strakosas don't hit, or if they have low TE, you whip out the PMG. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, very basic bitch heavyweight biped kind of shit here. Next up is the Podenka large missile CE heavyweight biped. This is only very slightly different. You can see we've just changed a couple parts around. Now this heavyweight has CE defense, which means it's going to resist the middle missile, the G17 middle missile, and the 3BR, or the, oh god, what the fuck is it? E22? I don't remember the name. Anyways, this is much more of a brawling heavyweight AC. You can brawl in the previous one that's KE stacked, but this really wants to be in the thick of it because it has that CE defense. It'll bounce enemy 3BRs, so you really want to engage on those ACs and just punish them for... You want to build check them, basically. It also has a large missile. It has Podenkas. Podenkas are the little Strakoza. They're the first gen equivalent. They have a quicker lock time, less muzzle, and they fire quicker with a little bit less attack power. So you're going to expend that ammo a lot more quickly. You have higher DPS, and you see here we have high firing stability CE arms on this this frame here. So that's going to give you significantly more DPS than the Strakoza version that we just saw previously. And in our bay here is a rifle instead of a pulse machine gun. This is a side tech option that you can do where you try to cover ACs on the kinetic side rather than the thermal side. And that's going to help you target things like TE stacked quads, which would otherwise laugh at the PMG. And this will kill them very, 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 very quickly because you have high firing stability and you have that large missile supporting you. So food for thought. This is just a kind of side grade you can mess with. You'll see here also we're on Makabashira Model 3 generator, which is going to give you a lot more energy to work with in your glide, but it will recover slower. And I think this is technically a drainier frame. I'm not entirely sure. You could just build it and look at the stats on that. Generally very safe, a good side grade to the AC we've seen previously. Next up, this is what Kelt calls a close quarters combat KE heavyweight biped. This frame is very popular on JP. You can see here we have KE arms, but we're on AOE Model 2 rather than AOE Model 1 heavyweight legs, which means you're a little bit quicker. You don't have as much defenses in AP, but sometimes the speed is what matters. And you can see here we're going to try to capitalize on that speed with the combination of the USG shotgun and the 3BR battle rifle, and then a Bay Napa. This is a typical 3-weapon combo that you'll see pretty often. We have Gulf 17s in the shoulder, that's middle missiles. So this is an AC that's very scrappy. It's going to use its mobility to give it an edge in fights against heavier heavyweight bipeds. The shotgun's going to armor break for the 3BR and for the mid missiles. You don't need armor break for the mid missiles because the timing on when they hit is going to be really sketchy already, but it's good. You can substitute basically any other missile you want there. But this 3-weapon combo here of shotgun, triple battle rifle, and Napa pulse gun is really solid. This is like your sort of cookie cutter 3-weapon combo design. You can substitute in, the shotgun for a sniper, or the battle rifle for another battle rifle, or for a howitzer, the pulse gun maybe for a PMG or plasma, but this is your basic I hit every damage type kind of shit. And you can see in our bay behind the shotgun is another rifle, that RFA 222. That's there, again, to help you cover low KE targets, because sometimes people will say, hey, I keep getting cooked by pulse weapons. Let me just drop my KE low, and I'll resist that thermal damage. You want to keep that in check. You always want to build check the low KE targets, because a rifle it'll just fucking annihilate them. If you don't see a low KE target, you can drop it. You can also use it for breaking shields in a pinch if you really need to. So there you have that. This is a really flexible design. You can play with this a lot. It's not super fast, but for a heavyweight, this is probably around 265 high boost, maybe 270 high boost. Yeah, that's on Shinatsu booster. It has a Makabashira Model 3, so again, Sohn generator, very energy efficient, a lot of energy capacity to play with. And this will resist high-speed missiles after armor break, so it's pretty safe to play with. You will get chewed apart by battle rifle weapons. Like, if you attack this AC with this same AC's weapons, it will get shredded very quickly. The battle rifle's effective, the shotgun hits heavies very hard, and the mid-missiles, even on single shoulder, do a lot of damage very quickly. It's also a very sustainable style. You can do a lot of brawling with this, and provided you keep yourself intact by using that mobility to your advantage in your long glide to avoid enemy fire, you'll be doing pretty good. Next up is a laser speed heavyweight biped. This is, how to say this? The frame that you do this on doesn't really matter all that much. There's a lot of small changes you can make, whether that's to the head or to the core. You can get different camera performance and stability out of the head, different defenses out of the core. Like if you took a more a CE modified KE core, you could get enough resistance to resist the powers. The accuracy spec 3BR, and that would be useful. Oh god, what the fuck? Who's calling me? Okay, where the fuck are we at? Right. Alright, so this is the laser speed heavyweight biped. As I was saying, you can get different frame options out of this as well if you want. You can change the head, you can change the core, whether you want more CE defense, more stability, more camera performance, etc. This is really a season to taste kind of build. Same thing with the generator, the booster, and the FCS. This is all up to taste. You can play this more close range with 12 shots and VTFs, or you can just stick to that basic laser speed approach of 2 KRSWs, the 40-shot Sawas, and your high-speed missiles in the shoulders. This AC has Suzumushi and Tokunatsu boosters, which means it's very agile, but it doesn't have very much staying power at all. You're going to take your shot and you're going to fuck off, basically. The 2 shields in the bays are basically just to cover you against being rushed. If somebody's sniping you, you whip out the KE shield. Somebody's coming at you with battle rifles, you whip out the CE shield, and you just try to get away from them, reduce their incoming damage, until you can get a teammate to bail your ass out. This isn't really a duelist AC, this is more of a team play AC. And lasers are very valuable in team games. They hit most every target very well, and when you complement them with high-speed missiles, they hit most targets that don't have that 1870 KE number. They hit them very, 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 very hard. So this combination is very much a newbie killer. It's a build checker. If you don't resist this combination, you're going to take a shit ton of damage at almost any range. You can see here we're on the E28 FCS, that Ott Crit FCS. 250 range plus a CE head with high camera performance means that range is going to be way out there. You can hit almost across the map, across the battle line. This is really a nice backline skirmisher AC, and it can hold its own in a melee pretty well as well. But again, with Suzumushi, you're going to be less vulnerable to rushes, because you can have that energy on demand to back off, but you will not be able to retaliate as well. So again, take inspiration from this season to taste. Oh, classic AC here, the Strek Mid. This is on a Denali, I believe, which is the first midweight biped leg. This is really the quintessential, Armored Core Verdict Day kind of duelist AC. It's a total generalist. It can do almost everything well. You're on G23, which means you have a lot of energy to work with. It's a very nice high-output generator. Suzumushi boosters are that 309, really effective for glide maneuvers. And of course, as a midweight legs, you have good boost drive as well, so you can jump around across buildings and really be very evasive. The game, in its own internal logic, calls this a high mobility, high defense, medium bipedal, and for once that's true. This really is highly mobile. It's about as good defenses as you can get on a medium weight biped. This son of a bitch will buff out most pulses except for the Mahan. It buffs out basically most CEMGs except for the Kalong, I think. I don't remember actually. Don't quote me on that. And it's going to resist laser speed. Of course, the lasers are still going to hit you hard, but it's whatever. Let's see. And then for the weapons, this is 2 Strakosas, a CWIS, your Napa Neodori Model 3 pulse gun, and then a rifle. This is going to cover all your bases. You tailor your weapons that you have out to the target that you're shooting at. Or if you don't particularly care what you're shooting at, you just hit them with Streks. This is an AC that is a wonderful support, a wonderful bodyguard. If you give it sub-support, it's even more effective. And if you want to take it into duels, you can swap out that CWIS for subs, and sub Strakosas are very powerful. It will also help out the rifle and the pulse gun significantly. We have an FO3 FCS here, which is the widest lock possible, and that's extended with the selection of the CE head, so you have pretty good fighting range. This is a really good close-range brawler AC. It's your cavalry mech, really. You can get it almost anywhere. It's good fire support. It's good direct fire damage. It can brawl in a pinch. It just doesn't like getting cooked by 3BRs. That's really the thing, is dual 3BR will fucking mulch this. Unmitigated laser fire will also mulch this. It doesn't really want to fight tanks, right? It doesn't have the bulk for that. But it has speed, and you can use speed to maneuver around those targets and get those flanks and be a nuisance, and that's really useful. So that's about all I have to say about this one. Oh, the Zlatko mid. Now, I disagree with this frame. I think it might be a frame that he got on JP, that Kelt did. I preferred a more standard, you just take the previous Strike Mid and you swap it to Kocho arms, and I would call that a day. But this one has Beowulf head and a heavier CE core, a heavier TE modified, so CE modified TE core. At least that's what I remember. So this is going to have a lot of bulk to it. You have 2 Zlatkos. Zlatkos are just good sniper rifles. That's the Kuretake Model 2. They don't lock very quickly, but they have very good muzzle, very good damage, highest in class damage, I think. And they have a good fire rate. And that fire rate is increased even more by the Kocho arms. They have high firing stability. So you are really going to be putting the hurt on targets and firing frequently. This is a fucking bastard of an AC to fight in a 4v4 setting, or like a big team battle setting, because you can't just get it out of the way with dedicated pulse gun fire. It's going to resist a lot of those. You can't just CEMG it. You actually have to dedicate somebody to fucking kill it. It fires frequently enough that you actually do kind of have to worry about the sniper DPS putting a timer on some of your weaker ACs. The Wakakusa and the Bay, that's the all-knee laser rifle. It functions like a laser and a rifle, depending on how you charge it. So that's potentially very threatening to things like quads that are stuck out in the open. You pin the trigger on them, and they'll just get fucking deleted. And then the shield is there to protect you from enemy snipers. This is a good versatile AC, a good learning AC. You bring subs for your team, which is valuable. Very strong setup. You could duel with it too, but it's a little bit slow. You'll get run down pretty easy. But you're, again, very resistant to a lot of the things that usually threaten snipers. So just like with the previous mid, the only thing this thing really fears is going to be that 3BR setup. And because it doesn't have CWIS, missiles will really fuck this thing up. And you can see as well, we're Suzumushi booster, or Suzumushi generator, sorry, and a very high power booster, the L13. So you can be very evasive on this, but you can't sustain those maneuvers for long unless you play totally passively. That is, you're staying in scan mode. So that can be potentially troublesome for you. You need to be able to manage your energy at least well enough to be able to return fire, and then commit to more defensive play to back off, to reset the fight, the engagement, and then get your positioning back again so you can go back to taking pot shots. As you get better at the game, that will come more naturally, and so this AC can become very threatening and very useful to you in your early PCVD career, I think. You can make more modifications to this if you like, maybe replace one of the snipers with a battle rifle, replace the Wakakusa or the all-knee with a pulse gun or a plasma gun or something else. Season to taste. I don't like Suzumushi as a generator. I just don't like it at all. I think it's better on heavier ACs. But here it can work, so take it or leave it. Shotgun Defense Lightweight Biped. So this is Shotgun Defense Lightweight Biped. So this is a CE stacked lightweight biped, which means you're going to be resisting the CEMGs, those heat machine guns. That's useful. That's one of the main weapons that can DPS a lightweight down pretty easy. However, you are weak to pulse guns or pulse machine guns, which I find to be generally a more threatening thing to lightweights. But what this AC does is it has a subcomputer, it's got shotguns, and it's got Neodori bays. Admittedly, I think that this is a shotgun AC second and a pulse gun AC first, because you're going to run in on your G23, you're going to dump Neodori pulses into that enemy quad or that enemy light, and you're going to fuck off. And that's your skirmisher thing that you're going to keep repeating as a lightweight harasser. Because you're on G23, you don't have that long glide, but you are quick, right? You're a lightweight. So you can get in and get out and make those shots count. Now, I'm suicidal when I play ACs like this, so I would brawl with this. This is 191 firing stability arms with 2 shotguns that are subbed. And this is on a wide lock FO3 FCS. So if you can get in and stay in your opponent's blind spot, you absolutely can just shotgun them to death in one engagement. You can do that in a duel. In a team play setting, you're not going to have that opportunity because someone will come to peel you off. And you're lightweight, you don't have a whole ton of AP. You don't want to trade pulse gun fire if you can help it, because that'll fucking cook you. But there you have it. It's a good AC to learn with, to learn from, and to experiment with, and to basically derive your own lightweight designs from. Subs are powerful here. You can use personal subs, the Mononofu Model 2, or you can use the Model 3 to support your whole team. Shotguns don't need subs, but they really appreciate them because they lock even quicker. This is a really responsive weapon set with the shotguns that are subbed as well as the pulse guns in the bay. You can hit most of the builds in the game pretty easily with this and practice good lightweight play and good lightweight decision making. You know, when to go in, when you should just hold off, and then when to pull away. Next up, the Shotgun High Mobility Lightweight Biped. These are, what are those? Are those Dokusai legs? What are those called again? I don't remember the name. Not Rainier, not Denali, not... Fuck, what are they called? Oh, they have a wonderful name. I'm spacing on it here. I can't believe it. Damn. Oh, Snowdon. Snowdon, yeah. Mount Snowdon. Snowdonia, whatever. Anyways, this is the utterly fucking cracked out, extremely lightweight, extremely fast version of the previous build. You'll see that we actually have the KE high firing stability arms on this AC. This means we have no shoulder unit, but shotgun pulse gun as a setup doesn't really require a shoulder unit, so we're just getting weapon handling and speed out of that. I don't know what the defenses look like on this thing, but it's made of paper. You're on Makabashir Model 3 and 309 booster, so you are going to be very quick, you're going to have a very long glide, and your objective is basically to stay in somebody's blind spot the entire time with that extreme ability that you have. If you are stuck in a boost drive situation, Snowdon legs have incredible jumping performance. That is going to help you get the flanks on the enemy and just shoot those shotguns into them. The Bay Pulse there is kind of just an afterthought. It's there to hit, things that are weak to pulse. And you will also have a pile on here, because with this extreme ability, you also have the potential to just fucking end somebody's life with that heat pile. Take it as a nice side grade to that previous lightweight we looked at. Give it a go. Sometimes this speed is very addicting, but if you're a newer player, I need you to remember that, just because the number is very high doesn't mean that it's actually, good for you. I don't know how to explain this. Many new players will gravitate towards lighter ACs, and they see that it moves very quickly, but because they don't yet know how to move, they just get punished for every little thing they do. And they're like, Bob, what the fuck? My AC is super fast. Why am I getting hit by this shit? It might be better to learn movement in a heavyweight first. It's just my way of thinking. That way you don't get, scrubbed out by, weapons like CMGs, effective rifle, pulse guns, etc., or laser speed. Because this is the sort of setup that really wants you to wiggle and wants you to stay out of your opponent's lockbox, and it's going to reward you for staying out of your opponent's lockbox. You could maybe change this to a different arm that has a shoulder unit and equip Chaff. Chaff is very good at letting you get in. I think newer players could really benefit from using Chaff because it basically gets you in on your opponent for free, pretty much. They can't red lock you. They can still blue lock you, so don't come directly at them, just glide in at an angle. But when you have a good understanding of what your mobility options are and how you can get in on your enemy, this is an AC that would be a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to learn, and really get to grips with the faster pace of lightweight combat in Verdict Day. Okay, Sniper Defense Lightweight Bipedal. This is a take it or leave it kind of thing. I think this sort of style is better suited to the Zlatko mid or to a full-on sniping reverse joint. So what does this AC do? It's probably more defensive. This probably resists CEMG. It has a CEMG in the bay for cleaning up KE shields and other lights, which is nice. 2 Psycad sniper rifles are pretty consistent. That's 100 shots, or 50 shots each, so 100 total shots of sniper that you can go around. This is a more longevity-focused sniper build. Again, on Suzumushi, it's not going to have a whole ton of upfront damage, but it's going to have better range. You can be a really good backliner and a good late-game cleaner or sweeper AC. Any weak targets would be very vulnerable to those Psycads, those snipers, the SRA 133. Very effective stuff. And, I don't have a whole lot to say about this. It's just another sniper AC. It's going to use that mobility to find those shots in the late game. Very good teamfight AC. Weak to pulses, so you really don't want to be in a brawl. You'll just get cooked immediately and die. The main strengths of this AC are going to be that early game skirmish where you can take shots, force people to put up their KE shields, basically, to resist your damage, which then your Sawa Quad, for example, can then start shooting down, opening them up for you. And then likewise, when the Sawa Quad forces enemies to whip out their TE shields, you're going to shoot them off with your snipers. This is a good synergy in team fights, a sniper and a Sawa Quad, especially because you can sub the teammates' Sawas, making them even more effective against builds like you. Because as a lightweight sniper like this, you're a prime target of that Sawa Quad. They're going to want to fucking rat fuck you with those lasers as best as they can, because you're a huge threat in the late game. It's best to get rid of you early, before you can get the time to do your damage. That's the thing about snipers, is that The longer you're alive, the more potential damage output you can have access to, because those are slow rate of fire weapons, but they're very consistent. So I say when fighting a sniper, you basically put on a timer. At the end of that timer is when your AC dies to sniper fire, because sniper fire is very consistent. So if you're fighting a sniper, you basically just have to kill them before they kill you. That's the only option there, unless you just have a KE shield and you're comfortable sitting in a corner. All right, that's about all I have to say about that one. What do we have next here? All right, sniper, high mobility, lightweight biped. Very similar setup, just as Kuratake's. It has a bullet pulse gun in the bay here, which is nice. So this is also on Snowdun, I think, or the Dokusai variant of Snowdun. Very quick, Beowulf head, good range. Zlatko's lock a little bit slower, but they have better DPS. They fire quicker. Kocho arms, again, really going to help that fire rate out. Bullet pulse gun really wants you to be hugging your opponent, but it fires quickly. It's very... Okay, can I catch a break long enough to record this? I don't know. I don't know. Can I? Okay. Right then. Yeah, high mobility lightweight sniper. This is just another sort of side-graded sniper for you if you want even more mobility. You're going to get cooked by pulse guns, you're going to get cooked by CMGs. You just accept that. Laser speed is probably going to cook you as well. You just accept that. You use your speed to get those shots and to clean late game to avoid enemies' lock. Simple enough. Oh boy. Melee high mobility lightweight biped. Oh, it's got the fucking Fuchsie head! Yo! That's sick as hell. So this is a fun AC. This is if you're interested in playing the game and you're not super competitive, but you just want to sort of like try to enjoy yourself in big team brawls, this would be the AC for you. You have 2 laser blades. They have good range and good attack power. The lightweight biped dual swing is very strong. You have 2 amps, energy amps for those blades, making them hit very hard. You have a pile on here as well, so you're dedicated melee, and you have a recon jammer in your bay. So you're going to whip that out to basically conceal your approach. You can ambush somebody and kill them very easily with this, especially if they're a very stationary backline AC. That's your opportunity to just fucking kill them, take them out of the fight. A very rewarding playstyle, a very fun playstyle. The one concern I have with this is that Suzumushi may not give you enough energy to swing your blades at every occasion, so just be careful of that. It's also a very capable scouting AC. So with that Yugiri Mono 1, that Fuxi head, or I guess it's probably more like Fushi, if you speak Chinese. Anyways, in combination with that Recon Jammer, you're going to have pretty much instant scan speed on most enemies, so you can just get a quick readout on what your enemies have, and then relay that information to your teammate very quickly and consistently, so you can mark people for your team. Reconnaissance style play is very underrated in this game. It's very powerful in the right circumstances, just as in any other shooting game. You know, if you can get that information to your teammates in a timely manner, and it's good information, that's actionable information, then you have, how would you say it, a doctrinally sound way of, recon and force, etc., whatever. You get the idea. Melee AC, fun, cool, play it, it's nice. Only trouble is that, like, if you're on a very vertical map where nobody's touching the ground, you're going to have a hard time swinging this. You're learning the 3D physics of when you need to jump and cut boosters and, a glide boost, high boost forward and swing. That can take some getting used to. You're going to get pounded in the dirt for like 6, 10, 15 games until you learn how the melee works in this game. But after that, it'll be incredibly rewarding. Very enjoyable playstyle, I find. Lightweight melee is really... It's the good shit, dude. It's the good shit. So have fun with this. Infighter quad. Alright, this is like a fucking legendary setup here. I disagree with the use of the CE arms here, but it will give you more firing stability, which means the 3BRs will have higher DPS. I never really thought of the Infighter quad as a DPS build, more of a burst build, and you see it has Sazanami Model 2 VTFs in here on Makabashira Model 3, so this apparently wants to get in on that FO3 FCS, that Shinatsu booster, glide in and really stick to somebody and burst them down with that ideally effective 3BR fire. So if you see that laser speed heavy in the back, you're going to run in on him. You're going to start drilling him with 3BRs. If you see that KE stacked large missile heavyweight coming at your team, you're going to want to put yourself between him and your teammates and just hold triggers and just try to kill him. You're going to have that Sazanami Model 2, which is going to have huge upfront burst power. The 3BRs are also very bursty, so in the event that your opponent is firing back at you, you can break off and try to burst them down with repeated engagements, rather than staying in their face. But if they do allow you to remain locked onto them, you can just hold the triggers because you have that high firing stability. In the event that your target is not weak to the 3BRs, you whip out the shotgun, see if that'll help out, because the armor break on the shotgun will help you get 3BRs to be effective. Then your target would be like a CE heavy. You could do that too. For quads, though, it's going to be the pulse gun and the shotgun and the VTFs. That's all you can do, basically. What else to say here? In a dual setting, I want to tell you that the Sazanami Model 2, especially in like a single shoulder use, is a really good starter missile. Like, think of the missile in like 3rd gen. The starter missile in 3rd gen is really effective as a poking weapon. The thing here is that in 5th gen, the VTFs will do no damage. They'll just explode harmlessly if your opponent is moving away from them. But what that does mean is that you can force movement with them, which is useful. And they're a good poke, they're a good screening option. If your opponent is far away and you have AP lead, you throw out one of these every so often and you say, hey, if you want to approach me, I'm going to hit you with VTFs. And that's going to make them spend more energy to try to get around those missiles to get back into you. And while they're doing that, you can be locking on with your 3BRs, or getting better position, or breaking off and trying to repeat the process. And you're going to want to be doing that because you are on Makabishira Model 3, that SON generator, that high capacity, low output generator. There will be occasions where your energy is not going to be coming back very quickly. And so you want to stall for time, just so you have more energy for the next fight, the next engagement. That will especially be the case when you are trying to use that pulse gun, so you have enough energy to fire that. Okay, laser speed TE quad. This is a hideous abomination, and this is why you bring rifles. Because this fat fucking son of a bitch will resist all of your attempts to kill it forever, unless you attack it with KE. It has like, what, 48 KAP or some shit like that? It has 2 shields in the back. Fuck this AC, dude. This is the ultimate newbie build check. Like, how do you kill this? How do you kill this? That's the question. If you're sitting there building an AC, and you're like, man, this is a great build, I want to use this, you need to take a picture of this build, and you need to say, cool, how does this AC that I'm building kill this? Because if you can't, you're just going to lose. And people are going to go, oh, I can just bring this, and I'll beat him every time. That's how this shit works out. So, fully TE, well, not fully TE stacked, but mostly TE stacked laser speed quad. This thing will resist plasma missiles, which is very important. Resists basically all pulse guns, very important. It's going to be hit very effectively by laser speed, but it itself carries laser speed. So in a straight fight with another laser speed build, this is going to lose, but it has a lot of AP, which makes it very survivable against those burst weapons, against people who are going to come in to try to strike it down, or to Podenka LM it, etc. They can't PMG it or pulse it, basically, unless, I mean, you could maybe if you had armor break, but it's a very heavy light quad, so it's going to really have a lot of recoil resistance. It's going to be very hard to armor break, except with the Sawa or something like that. So this has extreme staying power. Susumushi means that it can just shoot these lasers one after the other. It can hold the shield out and charge a laser indefinitely, so it can really camp your position. This is a great gunship build. If you can just get to a high position on the map and cover your teammates with laser fire and high-speed fire, ideal. Really good build. Next. DPS LRJ. So this is a UNAC. It's an unmanned AC design. It is designed to jump around, high boost around, be very fucking annoying to target, to be just resistant enough to DPS weapons like CMG and PMG. You can pulse this if you have a pulse. It's very effective. In fact, this is definitely a apply pulse gun directly to the forehead kind of thing. And I can joke here because the legs are forehead legs. These are the TE modified forehead legs. The rifle, the VTF, and the machine gun, the CE machine gun here, will chew through you pretty quickly. They have very high DPS. They don't have a very good hit rate, but at the speeds this thing is going, it's going to be on top of you before you know it, and it's going to be hitting you with those weapons. It's not a standoff AC. It's definitely you want to be in your enemy's face kind of AC and just shit on them until they stop moving. Maybe a good AC to just learn some movement with, because you don't really care what you shoot at. These are your only weapons. You're just going to shoot, and that's going to be it. In team play, I wouldn't be very happy about this AC on my team unless the enemy was like, I don't know, like they had a TE quad weak to the rifle, or a lightweight weak to the CEMG, because if you're relying on just the VTFs to be your burst damage that gives your DPS weapons some viability in those very quick trades, it's not terrific. But again, these are starting points. They're designed to give you some inspiration to take for when you build your own AC, so don't take it as gospel. Piler LRJ, so don't take it as gospel. Piler LRJ, alright, that's simple. This is an AC that has 3 piles, and it's got a Kurosawa, which means it's got, 10 Kurosawa shots because it has the dual shoulder ammo units. That's nice. A little Fishman AC. G23 means you can actually charge the Sawa. Tokonatsu Booster means you're fast as fuck. Yeah, that's cool. So your objective here is basically pile people, and in the event that somebody is low, you Sawa them. And if you're in a team setting, you maybe Sawa off a KE shield or a CE shield for your teammate, just to be helpful. Or you try to clean up with the Sawa late game. But you may want to use that Sawa up early, because that's 1,000 weight and drain on your AC that you would probably want if you're using some, really high mobility pile maneuver stuff. Your objective is basically remove the tank. With piles like this, you're going to find the tank, and you're going to pile the tank. And that's your job. And if you do that, people will like you. If you pile somebody else, like a heavyweight, that's useful too. If you pile a quad, that's cool. These are definitely like a feast or famine style AC. There are players who are really impressive with heat piles, and then there's people who are like, I'm him! I'm definitely him! I'm going in, guys! And then get kicked or some shit, and you're like, wow, that was useless. I wish you played like a sniper, or some easy-to-use build that would be more effective in a team fight. So if you're him, give it a go. If you're not, play it so you know how it plays, so you know how this kind of controls, what to expect. But don't think that you're him. You're not him. Shotgun HRJ. This is another funny AC that I'm not really on board with. What to even say here? So you have shit turning. You're pretty quick. You're about as fast or faster than midweight biped. This is G23 and 309 boosters, so you're pretty quick. 2 shotguns, G17 missiles, Nidori Bay. Your defenses are kind of dog shit. You die to pulses, you have low AP. This is like a weird in-between if you want to move a little bit. If you want some of the bulk of a midweight, but you want to be an LRJ, and you want to have defenses in the territory of like a defensive lightweight biped. Which is a weird hybrid combination of bullshit. You can play it. It's here. I don't see a reason to play it. You can try it. Like shotgun mid-missile is a good setup. It's got a lot of longevity with a single shoulder like that. You basically have a battle rifle in your shoulder and 2 shotguns. That's strong. You can hit most ACs in the game with that. It's just, does this frame support that very well? If you really want to use a reverse joint build, try this. Give it a go and see if you like it. I know that many new players are really attracted to reverse joints. In 4 Answer and 4, they're kind of funky. They're really weird builds. They have a lot of vertical control. In old gen, they have, they're also really fun to use. I like them in 3rd gen. In 5th gen, I don't fucking know, dude. Like, sure, it's quick, but you don't turn very well. Your defenses are fucked. You can see we have the TE shield on here because if you didn't, you'd die to pulses in 3 volleys. Like, I don't know. What the fuck? 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 Yeah, okay. Anti-Strek, sniper rifle, heavyweight reverse joint. What the fuck? I have to see this thing's defenses to give you a more objective summary of this. This is a glorified high-altitude turret system. It has subs, which is nice for your teammates. It's got a Sawa, which is not super bad. You're not going to gank this with Streks, that's for sure. I think this would definitely suffer if exposed to laser speed fire, which is probably something that's going to happen. G23 and Tokonatsu is probably the only thing that's going to keep this thing mobile for any amount of time. And snipers are good weapons. You're not going to be relying on your mobility to make the use of those. Mostly your bulk and backpedaling ability, because that HRJ jump is going to carry you backwards very well in a boost drive scenario. And you're very resilient. So maybe that resiliency can help you out somehow. This probably has a lot of AP as well. So maybe if you want to use snipers, if you want to hang back away from the fight, but you want to be able to be more or less safe when you get jumped on, this might be something for you. The sniper and I guess fire the Sawa very early on, get that shit fired off, and then just play it normally like snipers. Okay, sure. This is a fucking magnet for fire, though. This thing is auto heat tank. God, good, fuck, a good build. Thank you. God, nice. Good, basic fucking good. You can make basically no modifications to this. You're fine. Or you could modify it if you wanted to. So, I got a lot to talk about here. Man, okay, exciting AC. You can side grade down to the faster modified tank legs and change basically nothing about this build, and you'll be quick. You can stay on these, the LTA 122, for better jumping performance, a little bit better defenses, a little bit better bulk, a little bit better turning, very important. You can run down a heavyweight with this. It's actually very quick. The heat cannon, you can spec in almost any way you like. Most commonly, people like accuracy spec fully. That has a good hit rate. You can do 1 power, 2 accuracy, and that will give you enough impact force to actually stun quads, most light quads, which is very handy. The autocannon, before I get away from this, actually, if you're a real deviant motherfucker, you put rapid fire heat cannon on here, and that's not going to hit anything, but in the event that you do hit someone, it's good. They're going to remember it. It's very funny. It's very funny. The autocannon you can spec in many different ways. It's definitely a spec to taste weapon. On an AC like this, you may want full power, just because on the off chance you armor break somebody with that heat cannon and you get effective autocannon fire, that's game ending. Their life is over. You can also do accuracy spec heat cannon, or accuracy spec, autocannon here, which is very nice. It has a very good hit rate, good range on that too. The heat cannon, you can change the first gen version of this heat cannon for a little bit better muzzle velocity, less fire rate, but better lock time as well. Just, season to taste kind of thing. The Sazanami Model 2 VTFs, you can change that shoulder unit to Gulf 17 mid-missiles if you like. You can also run high-speed missiles, although not as frequently. Vertical missiles are viable too. If you're in tank-on-tank warfare, you could theoretically use, what the fuck are they called? Jellyfish, which are a high DPS vertical missile. They're easy to dodge, but if you are in a straight DPS fight in a tank like this, they're going to hit pretty hard. They have a pretty reliable hit rate on tanks at the very least. You could swap to the Pestwerts, the Pesties, the Redverts as well, if you wanted to. And you can also, what's really nice here on the DPS tank, is you can run subs for your teammates. Many people overlook how useful this is, but putting a subcomputer on your tank means that autocannon and heat cannon lock extremely fast. They are very reactive weapons. Enemies that try to flank you will have a very hard time staying out of your line of fire because you are on that FO3 FCS. You have a high camera head, which is going to project that FCS out further. You're going to be very hard to avoid in that respect. So that's just going to come down to your ability to control ranges with your Makabashira Model 3 generator, to high boost or glide boost away from your opponent to maintain that optimal range for your weapons, and to pursue them. You can also just ditch the Akagiri Model 2 handguns, the Provo handguns in your base. You don't need them. If you've run out of ammo on your cannon weapons as a tank, the fight is over. Whether you've killed them or you are useless now is up to you how that fight has gone. Some people will have a PMG or a CEMG behind one or the other weapon here. For example, the heat cannon, if you don't have a subcomputer, will very much struggle to hit lighter ACs. So you may choose to put a CEMG behind that heat cannon so you have something to hit them in the late game. And then behind the autocannon, you may want to put a KE shield. This is just to protect you from snipers in the late game. You will want to fire a burst from your autocannon in combat mode, and then purge it in combat mode. and that will allow the shield to come out safely. There's a glitch in this game with burst fire weapons where if you don't fire the full burst and you go into scan mode and purge, the game will still think that you have that weapon out when you've really swapped to the other one, and it will not have the effects of that weapon properly. Which, in the case of a shield on a tank, means that your shield will just not function, and you can't get that autocannon back, right? So it's just a safety thing you gotta keep in mind. What else? That's pretty much everything I have to say about this. Great AC. It's a lot of fun to play. Tanking in this game is very rewarding. You are not a tank in the typical sense of like an MMO. You're not there to absorb fire and crowd control. You are there to shitfuck the absolute oblivion. You're there to kill people. You're there to kill people very fast, to be very threatening. You have the highest DPS monstrosity on the field, but you can be avoided and you can be focused down pretty easy because you can't dodge in a tank very well. So the tanks make for good initiators. They make for good targets to initiate on if you're in a team fight. Just something to keep in mind. Auto Pulse CE tank. This is funny. So I assume this has a reasonable amount of CE defense. This is probably 2300 or something like this. This is going to resist many like of the DPS battle rifles, like Araganes, Lotuses, Cercis, and the 3BR, but only before armor break. So if you armor break this, you're in the clear there again. Pulse cannon is a weird weapon. I like it, but to recommend to other players, I don't like it. You can spec it however you like. Full power gives it 1500 attack power, which is very strong. Rapid fire gives it good fire rate. 111 gives it a good mix of stats. And accuracy, whether that's 1 power, 2 accuracy, or full accuracy, gives it a decent hit rate. But then you hit for a little bit less than my hand pulse guns. You will, however, still hit most mids with this, which is good. Basically, this is just trading the heat cannon for a TE weapon to better combat lights, mids, and quads. The issue with the pulse cannon is that it has a terrible hit rate. It fires 4 projectiles, and they have a nasty proclivity to just outline your target and not actually impact them. And then when they do hit, only 1 or 2 of the pulses will actually hit them. And this is at the ranges where the pulse cannon is usually used. Unless you can just get on top of someone, then you hold the trigger on the pulse cannon and they get deleted. So it's an absolute feast or famine weapon. In a fight with it versus a tank, the pulse cannon is pretty much worse than useless. There's a Kurosawa back there, just to help you out, I suppose, when you run out of pulse cannon ammo. This is very much not designed to fight other tanks. If you're caught in a fight with another tank, you should just try to kick them. That's your only option, basically. And they're probably going to want to kick you as well. So there you have it. I wouldn't recommend this AC very much. You can use it. You can have fun with it. The pulse cannon, in the right circumstances, is very effective as a weapon. But those circumstances are hard to affect as a tank because you're not usually going to be the one who's rushing in to make the most of that. If you're defending somebody else and you can pulse cannon somebody to peel them off, that's good, but then they have more mobility than you. They can control the range, so the pulse cannon won't be as effective in that case. Play around with it, see how it feels, see how it plays, just to get data on that, and then decide for yourself whether you want to commit to using something like this. As a very schizo side grade to this, you could use the funeral legs for even more speed, but worse turning, and you could use those to try to get you in range of the pulse cannon to hit, and to give you a slightly better benefit to kicking enemy tanks in case you are in a tank versus tank fight. But your mileage may vary there. Just food for thought. Mostly this is just to tell you about the CE frame, which has, 46k AP? And good CE defenses. So that's nice. Alright, this shouldn't be in here. This is a fucking meme. These are like... Alright, this shouldn't be in here. This is a fucking meme. These are like what, accuracy or rapid rapid fire heat cannons. They in fact do damage. You're kind of just gonna shoot a whole lot and be very fat, and you're like a turret. It's a meme build. AP stack tank, whatever, dude. Next. Oh, this is a fun one. This one's actually pretty common. I see online. I don't know what really draws people to this, but it's a cool AC. So you start off with your Yakima Model 2 sniper cannon. You're going to take your pot shots. Then when the fight starts to develop, you swap into being a heat cannon build. And you're on Makabashira Model 3, you have that very long glide, and you're relatively safe on this frame as well. It's not a very good defensive frame. It's going to keep you alive just long enough to get that assassination off. Heat cannon weapon arms, the PO8s, are really good at DPSing down a single target, like a lone heavyweight. Basically just can't get away from you. Even some mids will struggle to get away, especially Cintos. It's just suffering trying to fight those as a Cinto. Heat cannon weapon arms are very strong, and this is a good way to use that and also be kind of a team player early on, contributing to that early game skirmish with the sniper cannon. You can get some lucky shots off and then go and feel like you're really participating in a fight, because heat cannon weapon arms do a fuck ton of damage, and they're very easy to use. It's like, if you want to play a Strakoza build, but Streks are just a little bit too hard for you to get the finesse of, because they don't lock on very quickly, you can use heat cannon weapon arms, and it'll play roughly the same way. They're a very, very powerful build. Have fun. Cool. This is your introduction to mid-missile weapon arms. They're an absolute fucking terror on the battlefield. Many players fucking hate them, because if you don't know that they're firing at you, you don't know to dodge. And they're going to lock, 8 missiles on your ass at once? And that's going to do a lot of damage. That hurts. Let me calculate that. How much is that? That's 8 times... What is it, 2,200 or 2,300 damage? Fuck you, dude. If you get hit by that, that's going to chunk you really hard. And in a teamfight setting, this little bastard is like a target of opportunity. Like, if you want to sick somebody on this dude to keep him from just running roughshod over your whole team and shitting mid-missiles on your ass. Ideally, the guy you sick on him is the CWIS dude, so he can use that close-in weapon system to delete the missiles as they come out and render this guy a useless deadweight AC. But that's about all I have to say. Mid-missile weapon arms, great in a team fight. Experiment with them. You can put them on a quad, you can put them on a mid. The mid here is just probably the safest way to do it. You can put them on a light, a LRJ, a HRJ. Theoretically a tank, I guess. They're a very strong contributing factor to snowballing in a team game, because you can get that early mid-missile volley off, chunk somebody down into the red almost, and then repeat the process until the whole enemy team is dead. Mid-missile weapon arms have a ton of ammo. They can be used as your primary weapon system. And so you see here the bays are Nidori Model 3 pulse guns, the Nappas. That's so that you have an option for shooting enemies that will resist these mid-missiles, which are quads, pretty much exclusively. You could see heavyweight reverse joints. They're rare. It's mostly to be anti-quad. Okay, another fun heat cannon build here. Heat cannon weapon arm, lightweight biped. Pardon me for a minute. Holy fuck, my voice is going out on me. Okay. The same process as before with the quad, except this thing is on G23, so you can sustain your glides a little bit better. You're not going to have as long of a glide, but you can keep being aggressive. And this AC wants to stay aggressive. It wants to stay in your blind spot. It wants to heat cannon you. Heat cannon strong. Good. The only trouble here is that lightweight is going to die to CMGs, PMG, and pulse gun. It may be tempting to stay in on a target and just keep heat cannoning them, but you will die to the PMG, so don't. Just have some better sense. The handguns here are to break a CE shield, potentially, or when you run out of ammo, just to try to help you clean up. Howitzer sniper cannon weapon arm tank. Meme build. This is just a meme build. Full manual aim. Howitzers are potentially extremely strong, provided you hit. Sniper cannon weapon arm is a little bit better than that, a little bit easier to hit with. Howitzers are definitely like the fucking big brain math weapon. I know somebody requested that I use them the other day. I might eventually try to make an AC that uses them. If you go full manual aim, then all power to you, man. You could potentially kill a shit ton of people like that, or you could just whiff all your shots, be useless, and then die. And I would put my money on you being useless and dying. Kickbot, another thing where you could potentially just hit all your shots and kill people, or you just be useless and die. So what does this do? This is a Tolma. It has VTS in the shoulders. It's got a Mega Blade as the bay. So you have your UW in case you need to use it. And you have the ability to make use of this leg type to kick people with Tokonatsu and Procny Generator. That gives you a lot of energy, a very high power booster. You can theoretically run down people and kick their teeth in and kill them instantly. Or you just get dodged all game and slowly get killed because you can't really shoot back. Another Feast or Famine AC. These are very popular on Xbox. Give it a go if you like the Kickbot style. This is definitely a I'm him kind of AC. I guarantee you are not him. If you are, though, you are the first target everybody's going to want to shoot. Always, forever. Because being killed by this thing is very annoying. Gantz tank. This is some kind of meme build that Kelp made. What is this thing doing? This is an autocannon, a laser cannon, high-speed missiles, so it's got a sort of pseudo-laser speed. Got the Shark Saw on the back, the K-37. Okay, yeah. The Tamikazura core is a meme pick. I guess that gives it a lot of AP. Yeah, nothing really out of the ordinary here. This is like a sort of mini laser speed ground quad setup with the DPS from the autocannon. E23 FCS means it's not going to be having the most range, but again, with that Beowulf head, you're going to have that FCS range extended out. I don't know, probably like, what, 313, 350 meters? I don't know. It's got a good range on it. The laser is going to reach out very well. It's going to have longevity because it has that saw behind it as well. So, good laser build. It can defend itself a little bit with that autocannon. It provides some good TPS. This is a nice sort of baby's first laser cannon AC. Give it a go. Laser cannon tanks are a very valuable and viable archetype in team play. They don't see a whole ton of play. I think only Chang and I have been really playing them recently. They are fucking devastating, because if the enemy doesn't focus them and you get to keep shooting for a while, that laser cannon does a fuck ton of damage. Quad creature. I think this is the Sloth quad, originally. So the advantage over the other, more lighter solid... Quad creature. I think this is the Sloth quad, originally. So the advantage over the other, more lighter solid quad is that this thing has better turning and better camera, which means it's going to have a lot better time trading fire with enemy quads. It's going to be a much better backliner, better able to defend itself, and better able to reach out over your friendly ACs to go hit the enemy targets. The turning speed here is actually like the main factor. That's what's going to allow you to really track those lightweight snipers, those Robbies, etc. Oh, and this AC actually doesn't have laser speed. It has pesties in the shoulder, those red verts, the 204Vs. If you give this thing sub support, this is a monster of an AC. Because those verts, you can chain fire like 4 of them, 4 locks at once, which is 8 missiles hitting you at, what, almost 2,000 damage of explosive force and kinetic firepower at once. So you're not going to resist that, for one. It's going to do a fuck ton of damage because there's 8 of them hitting you. And this thing can just do that over and over and over and over and over again until it's out of missiles. And that will remove tanks, heavies, basically anything that gets hit, and anything on the ground. So stay in the air versus this thing, or you're going to get cooked. But if you do stay in the air, you're going to get solid, so it's got a good combination there. Very fun team play AC, very strong. Hybrid Theory, okay, cool. So we're into the miscellaneous people's ACs. This is the AC that won the final JP tournament on PlayStation side. It's a very powerful build. It's a dedicated duelist. That Suzumushi and Shinatsu booster generator combo, or generator booster combo, that's probably a little bit curious here. That means that you can never pressure this AC into gen busting. It's never going to run out of energy. It can always kite you. It can always move. It can always play defensive. What I think the main thing here is that it's a good AC, but the pilot is really what makes it solid, because it has all the tools it needs to win almost any matchup. To start with, Sawa is good. Subbed Sawa, dual sub Sawa, on FO3 FCS, extended, again with the Beowulf head, is going to have good range, good lock ring, and this is an AC that's not glide boosting a lot, so it's going to have that full-size lock ring. So you are going to have a bitch of a time trying to flank this. That Sawa has good muzzle, good damage, and it's going to lock very quickly. So you're not dodging it. You're on a timer. This has dual sub sniper on FO3 FCS on a CE head. That is putting you on a timer. You are not dodging that. I mean, you could maybe wiggle it. Maybe wiggle it. That's going to be tough. And then, again, another one of my favorite weapon combos, laser and 3BR. Man, that covers just about everything. CE heavies, you can shoot with the sniper, That's going to win you that matchup. Tanks, the sniper is going to win you that matchup. Midweights, other KE heavies like this, they're going to get cooked by that dual subbed 3BR. It's going to hit very frequently. The laser is going to help with that even more. So your burst against midweights is going to be insane. And dual sub 3BR and dual subbed laser is going to cook almost any lightweight in the game. It's very hard to avoid. It's going to have firepower at long range and at close range. So it's very threatening. And of course the KE shield is there to protect you against snipers, as well as, importantly, shotguns, which is our big threat to this style of AC. But again, if you're a shotgunner and you're trying to come in, you need to be in range of that 3BR to do your damage. And you also need to pulse off that shield, which this thing is going to cycle out with the Sawa as well. So you can sort of see how this is a lot of nice, fun, moving parts that have a whole lot of synergy together. Very hard to fight. But again, this is not your instant win button AC. This is the I'm going to win slowly over time, kill you very clinically. It's very clinically good move. You play by the numbers, kind of back off, take your shots, remain in glide almost the entire time you can, hug cover where you can, be very conservative with that KE shield to keep it alive. Take the time to put your enemy on the timer with that sniper, with that Karis W. Defend yourself close up with the 3BR, etc. And purge weapons you don't need to get more speed. Because again, this is a really quick heavyweight build. This is on Ime legs, the E34 legs, very fast. Umege head, very high camera, very high stability, making the AC even faster. Suzumushi, cutting weight, making this AC even quicker. This is just below the norm of like a midweight biped speed with all these weapons equipped. So very quick AC, very defensive, really very viable. Probably still good in team setting if you want. Olin, I think this is the Olin Model 1. This is like the quintessential Celt build. I think there's a Model 2 or a Model 3 lying around someplace. I don't know what changes he's made. What does this AC do? So this is that basic, nice 3-weapon combo we've talked about earlier. The H22 triple battle rifle, your shotgun, the USG shotgun, or the SGA 204. Very nice. And then a plasma gun behind this. Hidden ingredient here, as you can see this is a nice KE frame for heavyweight biped, is that shoulder unit, the high-speed missile, but it's the 212H, not the 118H or whatever it is, the Habas. This is the Pereira, which fires quicker, has weaker handling characteristics, but it has higher impact force. So it's going to get more reliable stuns, which is really nice, because you're going to follow up then with that relatively high firing stability shotgun 3BR combo, and you're going to nail people with that in your burst setup. You can DPS them if you're out of their FCS and you can afford to stay on them. And that plasma gun is there to just destroy the shit out of quads in a rush. Because you can see this is on Procny Gen. God fuck, why are people calling me all the time? Oh my lord. Okay, we're back. I have poured myself some tea with a liberal application of honey. Where were we? Right. Olin. This is one of Celt's ACs. What was I saying about this thing? Oh yeah, shield there to block out snipers and shotguns and VTFs and bullshit. VTFs can usually screen your approach pretty well, so they're dangerous, so you want to block them out. Then when you get inside, you can use the shotgun pretty effectively. Right. It's on Procny generator, so it has that longer glide, but it's more reactive. It has a lot more energy output, so you can play it kind of like Vital. This is a pretty energy efficient frame, and you want that extra energy when you use the plasma gun for rushes. And there you have it. Oh boy. Okay, the dual starter pack. This is a AC, I think, that Rave or Claes Angelo got from the JP folks. This is very strong. I forget the tune on the 3BR. I think its accuracy could be just regular power. I like it more with accuracy, honestly. But here's the idea. This is a basic bitch flowchart AC. You take your GAT out first, and you're just going to shoot that the entire time, unless the opponent has something like VTFs, shotguns, snipers, and then the KE shield comes out. That GAT is going to screen enemy missiles, which is useful. It's also going to apply pressure. You're firing that the entire time, because you are on the E28 FCS, the Audi FCS. This is a long-range FCS. So you're constantly putting pressure on your opponent with the GAT. At the same time, using the high missile handling of that FCS to lock a large missile. The shoulder unit in this AC is a large missile. You're also on a nice, easy gliding setup with the G23 NBA 309. And your other hand weapon is this 3BR, which is going to lock pretty quick for a battle rifle. That's nice. You could use it in the full power spec if you wanted to. It's still effective, but it really shines, I think, in the full accuracy tuning, because that's going to help you cover mids, lights, and KE heavies. And anything that accuracy 3BR does not hit is covered by the base Strakoza, which is going to hit basically everything else. Tanks, quads, CE heavies. Pretty simple, straightforward AC. Your objective is to harass them all game, lock large missile, fire large missile where appropriate, and shoot them with the other bay weapon. You just trigger hold the whole time, basically. Very safe playstyle, very effective. And that's about all I can say. It's very, very effective. Give it a go. This is definitely, if you're interested in dueling and being competitive, learn this setup. This is a really very simple, straightforward setup. You can adapt it as well if you want. My take on this is I've dropped the GAT for a howitzer, so I have even higher burst. And then I think I put a laser in the shield slot. I don't remember quite what I do, but it can be very nasty. And you could also change tunes on the 3BR as well if you want. You could do it full power, 111, 201, 102, or yeah, full accuracy. Different value to both of those, to any of those different changes if you like. Just be mindful of what you miss out on when you do so. Okay, another rave. What the fuck? Another rave build. So this is Close Quarters Combat HRJ. I'm not a huge fan. 3BRs are strong, yes. CWIS in the shoulders is kind of nice. You protect yourself from a lot of bullshit that way. This frame is incredibly drainy. Very, very heavy for an HRJ. And I think this is just going to struggle to get in on enemies. Right, because this is Shinatsu and Vital. You could glide with this. It's probably very defensive. That's nice. This is probably going to resist Strakozas. So if you want to be a more brawling heavyweight verse joint setup, you could give this a go. Just be mindful of your weaknesses to, I think, probably heavy pulse guns, like a Mahan would do this in, and laser speed would probably hurt this a whole lot too. Laser is definitely your big bane here. This is the kind of AC that wins because you just don't have a weapon to hit it effectively, and that's good. You could change the 3BRs to Strakozas if you wanted to, and you could swap out the shoulder unit for something else like a missile, or subs if you wanted to. Maybe I'll play this next time I get on. I think I could easily underestimate it. Oh, a heavy tank. Well, what to say here? So heavy tanks don't exist in this game. They just don't exist. They're not really viable. If you want a heavy tank, you could try something like this. The trouble is that you can't control range very well because you're so fat, and you can't turn very well, so if somebody gets on you, you are permanently flanked. I don't need to explain to you why that's a problem. You're permanently flanked. Which means you're not shooting back. Which means you lose. So team play only, basically. Unless you can get yourself to a nice corner on the edge of the map, where you have a decent position, where you can shoot anybody who comes at you, and I guess potentially kick anybody who tries to get behind you, or use the border to prevent you from getting flanked like that, and use that superior bulk that you have to force them to fight you head on, where you can use your defenses to sort of win that fight. I've seen other heavyweight tanks. I think the frame choice is the 49-915 AP frame, which buffs out, I think it almost buffs out Strakoza, or it does buff out Strakoza, but it gives you 1870 KE, which is nice, and also 49 KAP. And you use vertical missiles, a heat cannon, and an autocannon, and you basically say, anybody who comes at me, get fucked. And you basically play as a brick that you try to place between the enemy and your team, which can be useful. Because then if anybody engages on you, they're barely scratching you, and you have a lot of AP to shrug that off. But you do sink like a rock, and you do go down if you're actually engaged on. But that's probably buying your teammates some time, ideally. Oh, this is a really fun rave build, actually. I really like this one a lot. So this is Strek LM, but on a Sinto. It's the same setup as one of the first ACs that we looked at here, which is that PMG, 2 Strakozas, and large missile, and a KE shield, but it's on a Sinto. Now, why would you go with a Cento? You're a little bit quicker, a little bit less bulky, but you have a slightly different defense spread. You more readily resist that laser speed stuff, and you don't have a whole lot of excess TE, but you have some TE defense, which is reasonable. You buff out most pulse guns. And you have the CEMG defense threshold as well, which is pretty convenient. So this is if you want to be slightly quicker, and you want to play a little bit more like a midweight. However, you need to pay attention here because the weight concession required to actually slot the large missile into the shoulder has been to downgrade the G23 generator to a P10, which is weaker capacity, weaker output, but weighs less. The P10 is a nice side grade kind of thing for your high output generator. I don't suggest it in every case, but if you're really desperate for weight, give it a try. Oh, hey, this is one of my ICs. Let me take a swig of tea here. Ah, yeah, that's nice. So I forget if this AC even had a name earlier. This is just something that Celt saw, and it had a very big impression on him. So it's in this pack in case it has a very big impression on you. This is an AC where the intent is to basically win the matchup in character select. This AC resists plasma missiles. It has kind of decent KE. I think you get hit by laser speed though, so this isn't going to be fighting quads very well. Not laser speed heavies very well either. Tokunatsu G23 makes it very quick for a Cento. It is blue lock snipers, which is a playstyle that covers basically all your bases, and anything that it doesn't cover is covered by the Mahans and the bays. It also has dual shoulder Mathuras on a wide lock FCS, so you're almost always pressuring your opponent, whether that's with blue lock, with pulse guns, or with missiles. So most of the things that the snipers struggle against are backed up by the pulse guns and the Mathuras. Most things that those weapons struggle against, which are heavier targets, get shredded by blue lock because this is a pretty quick AC on Tokunatsu. So there you have it. It's also very bulky, very defensive. You have, I think, 41k AP, so you usually do start with AP lead. Unless you're fighting a quad, of course, in which case, sorry, you're shit out of luck. So this thing wants to dictate the pace of the fight, catch the enemy in a vortex, and if they are lighter than it significantly to the point where they're weak to the pulse guns, you just shit on them with that and win. Kind of a dastardly build. It was, at the time, I think, everything that I would have hated to fight against, because I was thinking, how would I attack a blue lock build? I would want to pulse it. Too bad, this thing is not weak to pulse guns. I would try to plasma missile it. Too bad, this is not weak to plasmas. You could theoretically CMG this, right? But those are kind of rare. They're still worth carrying because they're good weapons, but they're pretty rare. And then, yeah, if you're a heavyweight, you just get blue locked. So trying to battle rifle this would make you lose a lot of trades. You could still hit it with missiles, though. That's probably the safest bet, is just missile the shit out of this thing. And also laser speed would do it in. So that's about it. Again, don't take it as gospel, just here's inspiration for you to work with. We're now in the section where we're looking at other people's ACs as just like a, hey, what is there in the wild that you could look and get inspired by. Oh, here's a nice CelticSpear side grade. So you'll notice this is very similar to the basic bitch Strek mid. However, it has a snakeberry head, which is actually going to bump your TE defense up to the next threshold, and you're going to resist Mahans. But you will be weak to CMGs. So this is just a quick trade-off you can make. You get a little bit more AP out of it too, I think. And this means that you are resistant to PMGs, or sorry, to pulse guns, to the Mahan pulse gun. And then you see this is a nice 3-weapon combo here. It's sub-Strekt, sub-Sniper, and a Neodori Model 3 pulse gun with the CE shield. This is just a handy-dandy nice AC. Really not a whole lot complex going on here. Just a simple side grade, tailored to taste. And it's a very tasteful AC. This would be something you wouldn't be able to pulse gun it very easy, not without shotgun support, which would hamper your DPS a little bit. I've already exhorted the power of Strakoza and Sniper when you have a single subcomputer, especially on a wide lock FCS like this. It's very handy, very responsive weapon set. You can do a lot with it. Bay Pulse is handy, and the CE shield is there to protect you against snipers. Against USG 3BR builds very well. There you have that. Capriccio, nice AC. Copy this. I endorse it fully. Echoing Hint. So Celt has like 6 different fucking Echoing Hint builds in here. Pardon me. I don't super see the appeal. It's a good AC. This is Blue Lock's Latco's on a fast Milwaukee build. It has Jupiter missiles, the plasma missiles. They hit a lot of targets pretty hard, and then it has blades. So this is a nice variety pack, I see. Have fun. It's quick, shoots well. If you pilot it well, this is very rewarding as an AC to pilot. But I think you're weak to pulses, you're weak to CMG, you're weak to laser speed. So just be aware of your limitations when you use something like this. Your speed is your shield, so to speak. Echoing Hint modified. This drops the plasma missiles, adds a Wakakusa laser rifle, and gives you subs. So this is more of a dedicated sniper. Same setup, otherwise same frame. And then this is the melee version, which is basically the same as we've seen earlier on that setup with the piles and the Kurosawa. This is identical, it just puts it on a Milwaukee leg. The Milwaukee legs are very, very fast. They just have poor turning, so they lend themselves more to these sniping styles. Not so much close range, but with melee you don't really need to aim very well, so give that a try. Oh, this is a first dystopian build. Behemoth Eden, okay. I'm not really sure about the defenses on this thing, but it looks fine. This is your basic sort of Strex setup. This is dual sub-Strex. You could swap in for Podenkas if it has the weight for it, I imagine. But yeah, providing subcomputers to your teammates is strong. Subbing Strex is also strong. And then it has the easier to use Neodori Model 1s. They don't drain hardly as much as the Neodori Model 3s, the Nappas, which is very effective. That means you can fire them more frequently without fear of bottoming yourself out. And this has nice internals, of course. FO3 FCS, G23 generator, and 309 boosters. Good little RJ thing. Give this a go. I'd try it. Looks fun. Strakoza's on an RJ. Pretty effective little DPS bot. And with subs, they're very easy to use. So if you like that style of sort of evasive play, but you don't quite like sniping, maybe try this. Another disto build. This is Xbox. This is just Xbox all over it. If you see this, you should just pulse gun it, or CMG it, or laser speed it. It's a Sawarabi, so fuck it. Next. Oh, this is a fun AC, the Maldinator. I like this setup a lot, actually. So Aragane Model 1, this is the first generation UBR, has a little bit better lock time, a little bit less DPS, but they're very effective weapons. And then it has the large missile. So this AC is absolutely going to build check you if you're a new player, because if you don't know how to move, and you're not, you don't have anything to cover a lightweight like this, coverage option being something that can hit this effectively to sort of make up for the fact that your main weapon set is not going to be able to hit it very easily, then you're just fucked. Because the Argonauts are going to lock on, they're going to DPS the fuck out of you, and the large missile is going to lock you down while you get DPS'd. And this is quick enough to avoid you. It's on Makabeshira Model 1, so it doesn't have a whole ton of energy recovery, but it's got a lot of capacity. This is triple the capacity of a G23, so it will run circles around you, and by the time it kills you, it will start to run out of energy. In team play, this kind of an AC is very fun because you can give it sub support and it just goes wild. It's like, hey there, are you a fat heavy that can't get away? I'm just gonna kill you. Yeah, it's like a little Tasmanian devil. It just runs and you go, just fucking tears it up. Because the large missile becomes instant lock. It's on demand whenever it's off cooldown, basically. And then the Araganes, the sub support, they lock on a little bit quicker. They're a lot more responsive. Very, 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 very nasty little bastard. But this is a very one-dimensional playstyle. If you shut down any of the main points of this build, like if you resist the battle rifles, or if you can avoid the large missile locking, or destroy it with CWIS, or if you can hit this thing effectively with PMG or CEMG or high-speed missiles, you're kind of in the clear. Oh, a Fanta AC. Oh, this is the developer lightweight. So this is actually in, I think, one of the developer guides or the dev documentary thing. This is one of the ACs that the developers made. This is just here for inspiration, I think. It's using a lot of the new parts that are exclusive to Verdict Day. What is that? It's the bay behind the shield is a shotgun, I think. So this is obviously not a competitive build, but you could have fun with it, I think. It's got a lot going for it. It has a VTF, it's got a shotgun, it's got the 8-shot sniper, It's got a CEMG. It's a light. It's pretty quick. TE shield is handy. Give it a go. This is just like a little Easter egg for you. Oh, this is a Fanta AC that I've been seeing a lot in Free Battle recently. This is Full Force. I like this AC. I like it a lot. So Bay 8-shot snipers, they're very responsive weapons. They lock on very quickly. They just take forever to reload. So you whip them out, you take your shot, you back off. The handset here is also very strong. This is laser and 3BR. This hits almost the whole planet. Really effective weapons. You could also mix and match your weapons here, like bring out one 8-shot and one laser, or bring out the 8-shot and the 3BR, and you can brawl with that pretty well. Furthermore, a single shoulder Sazanami means that you have a lot of firepower over time that you have access to. It's not a whole ton of bursts, but it will make up for your bursts. It'll contribute a lot of firepower to your attacks, and it'll keep you somewhat safe from people rushing in on you because they have to worry about getting locked onto with those VTFs. And this is also a fever heavy. Not a flame heavy, a fever heavy. So it's reasonably fast, but still slow for heavy. And it's got good turning and good AP, good KE numbers. So a reasonably defensive AC on G23, FO3, not FO3, 303 FCS, the Yasukani. And it has Buria boosters, so it is very powerful. It's going to rely on those boosters to get it out of major problem situations. But if you bottom this thing's generator out, it's going to struggle to move. This would be the AC that I would usually gank first, honestly, if I saw it, because it's going to have a hard time retaliating to a gank. But the longer it's alive, the more annoying it will be. Oh, this is one of my ACs. So this is the Guerrilla Hitokiri, or as we called it originally, the Terrorism AC. This is an AC as a midweight, which breaks a lot of the rules and conventions for midweight design. You notice most of the mids we've gone through so far have a CE head, TE core, CE arms. This one is TE head, CE core, TE arms. And what does that allow us to do? Well, our handset here is I think that's a Podenka battle rifle and a Neodori 101 pulse gun. These are just simple weapons that I want in close combat. They hit most things in the game very effectively, but my shoulder units are subs, and so I have dual subs on FO3, the wide lock FCS, which is very handy. And behind that pulse gun is then a sniper, which is going to hit basically the whole planet, and a Wakakusa all-knee laser rifle, which for anything that the battle rifle is not very effective against, that laser is going to cover. And that affords me the ability to be very aggressive in close combat, as well as to kind of play it more mid-range and kite. And this AC, because it has all those TE parts, is reasonably bulky. It has 39k AP, which means that I will actually start with more AP in a duel situation than many CE and even some KE heavyweights, which can be very powerful. Of course, I think some KE heavyweights will have just barely more, like exactly 4k or 41k, but this allows you to brawl a little bit safer. And this resists basically most pulse guns except for my hand. It resists CMG, and it's got enough KE to resist high-speed missiles after armor break. So a fun little side grade mid if you want to experiment with it. It's bulky, it's relatively quick, it brawls well. It's not a DPS build by any means, it's a burst build. It has that sub-sniper and that sub-Podenka. That's your main combo if the pulse gun is not effective. But if the pulse gun is effective, that's what you're using most of the time. And then the Wakakusa there is mostly for cleanup, or in case the battle rifle is useless. You can absolutely use the pulse gun and the Wakakusa at once. It's very intensive on your generator, but it will get you a huge trade if you can manage to hit everything. Oh, here's a Rascal AC. Nice. I'm glad that we get to see some new builders posting some ACs for us to look at in this pack. So what does this thing do? Oh, this is a bastard. I like this a lot. So this frame is very nice. This is this is the frame that I appreciate with Kocho arms on a mid like this. The defenses are basically unchanged. You just have dual shoulders and less firing stability. He's using a shotgun and a Svetliak howitzer, the heat howitzer, which is a really strong close quarters weapon. So that has a potential for a whole ton of burst. Anything that would struggle to hit is covered by the A11 missiles in the shoulders. Those are your short-range missiles, your small missiles. And that's supported by a 303 FCS, so he's going to launch 6 of those bastards at you at once. Or sorry, 12 technically, right, because it's 2 shoulders worth. And then in the bays are a shield protecting its snipers, shotguns, and VTFs, and then a Neodori 101 pulse gun. So very good balanced build. Really high total firepower. a lot of burst potential with that howitzer, and very annoying for lighter ACs and other mids to deal with because of those short-range missiles. Those are really, really good. And Maccabee Model 3, of course, gives it that nice long glide, so it can maintain pressure for a long time before having to back off. Good duelist. Probably good in team games, too, if you play bodyguard role. Okay, I don't know who this is. Tassio Voragine? Voragine! I don't know. What is this? So 2 first-gen howitzers. So these are the DPS version of the howitzers. Susamushi generator on a very heavy build. Means that it's hard to pressure. It's got VTFs, a CE shield, and a Kurosawa. It's not bad. I don't have a ton to say about this. Yeah, it's not bad. Next. Oh, Goober Jones! This is the Apple build. Apple Sweet Pie. I like this one a lot. It's pretty cute. It's a nice dual subbed setup here. It's not a very defensive heavyweight at all. It's really more of like, I guess you'd call it like a quality build, kind of trying to get the most out of your parts. It's your McDonald's looking ass AC. It has the sniper, the PMG, and the 3BR with the dual sub setup and a base shield. So it's reasonably survivable. Of course, you do get hit hard by laser speed and by 3BRs. So this is something that if you actually get on it, it's going to come apart very easily if you can sustain fire on it. However, it's a good generalist AC. You can shoot basically anything you want. However, against more dedicated defensive targets, this will struggle, right? Because the sniper, of course, that will win you most matchups by itself, but the 3BR is dead weight against CE heavies and quads. It has no weapon behind that can be used otherwise, so it's basically a 9,000 or 900 weight paperweight, or dedicated shield breaker, which is kind of stupid. And the PMG behind the sniper means that, like, okay, cool, you can't use the sniper and the PMG if you're fighting lightweight, which you kind of want. And also, you don't need to sub the PMG. I would like a plasma here because it would benefit from the subs more. But that's it. Procny generator is pretty nice here. It gives you a lot of energy to work with. Probably has a pretty high drain, though, because with subs and Kocho arms, that's going to be pretty intensive on your generator. I would probably want Ho Vital here, or G23, but it's whatever. Oh, Striker's got a build in here, nice. Heat cannon weapon arm monster, heavyweight reverse joint, nice. On the Fujibakama legs, that's reasonably defensive. This dies to pulse gun super hard, though. However, with that kind of bulk and that kind of mobility, it might be kind of fun to use. It's not something I'd whip out, but you may have fun with this if you like that heat cannon weapon arm setup and you want to use a reverse joint. Mari. Who the hell is Mari? I don't know. Destroy Lonely. Okay, so this is a Fuxi or a Fushi style Sento build. CE core on this, which is very nice. The heavy TE arms with the CE modification, so this thing probably has excellent defenses. 2 Zlatkos, that's the Kurotakes. It's got an Aragane in the bay, for in case you need to whip out some DPS. And I like that it's dual subbed here, so that's actually a very threatening weapon. Susamushi means it's going to be, again, hard to pressure. Asagao Model 2 boosters. Those are low consumption boosters. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Yeah, I have nothing more to say about this. Give it a go. Oh, yeah, now we're into the special section. This is screenshots from my first PCVD save file. I don't think any of these ACs are named, but this is your weird off-brand Sash Tech ideas section. So what is this bastard? This is a lightweight DPS loadout on a light quad. This is a featherweight quad. You do not have defenses, so don't pretend that you do, but you have bulk because you're a quad. And it also has a sniper cannon. So the setup is rapid fire shotgun, pulse gun, and CEMG with VTS on the shoulder on 199 arms. So you shoot whatever target you like, and you shoot them a lot. Susamushi means that you get in, and Burya Booster means that you can basically stay in and be a very nasty floating monster that stays above people the entire time because you are a floating quad. Sniper cannon is there just for fun. Similar setup as the previous one, but a little bit more, I guess, conscious of what its capabilities are. This is a Recon Jammer, Tokonatsu, Procny light quad frame, ultra light quad. It has a sniper and a Strakoza. as well as a Faith PMG and large missile on 303. So it's actually going to lock that thing. This is a nasty ambush predator. You can play the rush down game if you really want with it, because you have a long glide and you have Tokonatsu. So this is a really energy intensive but very, very mobile AC. You can come out of basically nowhere with that recon jammer, get a good flank on somebody, and dump your large missile, lock your Strek, lock your sniper, and just hold triggers on 199 arms. If the enemy is, weak to the PMG, you whip that out and you kill them with that. And otherwise, you can play a nice blue lock setup with a really good uptime on those weapons, because they'll lock so quickly, because the 199 arms is not lock, they'll reload so quickly. So you can blue lock very well with this, and the large missile is there just in case you need it. Recon Jammer really makes you a pain in the ass to fight when you are in a very built-up urban area with a lot of buildings or a lot of machinery and shit, because you can just embed that fucking jammer in the wall, and suddenly your opponent can't see where you are with their wall hacks, and a lot of people will rely on those wall hacks to anticipate your movements. So when you're fast and hard to anticipate, you can get those flanks and those blue lock shots easier and really capitalize on that. Oh, here's another fun setup. This is a CE heavy, but it's not on AOE legs, it's on the E08, which are the Jihua legs, not the E34. So this is AAC, which is resistant actually to armor break from a USG shotgun, which means that USG 3BR will not hit this effectively. So you can build check people with this. The more effective weapon combo for them to use is 2 shotguns rather than USG 3BR, which can trick some people into using a less effective combo against you, because it's a knowledge check. Against an AC like this, you want to just shotgun it. You don't want to try to get effective 3BR unless you're using a laser, which is what this is doing, except this is Kurosawa 3BR. And again, I have the high stun missiles in here, like we saw with the Olin. So this is another take on the Olin, so to speak. Again, this is a Tokonatsu booster, so it's very high power, very energy demanding, with a Procny generator, that GA319 generator, and then a sniper in the bay and a PNG, just for coverage. So again, the battle rifle is backed up with some armor break from the Zlatko sniper and the high-speed missile, which is the high-impact one. So that's pretty reliable as an attacking option. The Kurosawa is there for front-loaded damage, and the PMG is there just to help out. Against a lightweight, if you can get the drop on them, hit them with the Sawa for the stun, the HSM for the stun, and if they are weak to the PMG, kill them with the PMG. You have the energy for it. It's very dangerous. Another similar setup. This is basically just... This is a CE heavy. You have that single sub sniper and KRSW, the 40 shot. It's pretty nice. Your bay is a Podenka and a Strakoza. Mix and match weapons to taste. You're still on that Procny and Tokonatsu setup. So this is, again, kind of a professionals only style AC for movement options. It's very drainy. But we are on a quick lock FCS type. This is the 215 Glance FCS. So these weapons do actually lock very quickly. The downside, though, is that you're vulnerable in close combat because you don't turn very well, and that lock ring is going to be pretty small. So a fun side grid you could try if you're interested in this style setup, and you want to have subs rather than a missile. You could, of course, just change the FCS, bring a missile, etc., and that's what this next AC is, which is a different take on that. So I think you've seen a similar AC previously, maybe one that Kelt had in the pack. This is a very cursed setup. That is a very high-power shotgun alongside a rapid-fire KRSW. The tunes are not listed here, of course, but I can tell you that's a Rapid Sawa, and the high-stun shoulder missile. So what this is designed to do is to stun lock somebody, and you're going to use that shotgun to do it. That has very good range on it. That actually hits like a truck after armor break, which it has 2 sources of armor break here, that Rapid Sawa and that missile. And then behind that shotgun, in case you need it, is the rifle for the DPS. You are on 191 arms, which is useful. In case the Sawa is not effective, you can fall back on a battle rifle. Simple enough. And this is, again, more of a gliding setup. We're actually on the 214 booster. This is not Gale. It's the UBT booster from Armored Core 5. And this is not strong necessarily on dedicated glide, but it has a lot more general movement speed. Not as efficient though, but we want the energy regen so that we can fire the Sawa in combat mode more frequently. Because we want to stare down our opponent and keep them locked. Oh, this is a hideous motherfucker. Fushi head, Kurosawa, the classic 4-shot setup. The bays are, what is that? Yeah, Cirrus, and is that a Cirrus or a Lotus? I can't tell. Anyways, it's a longer range BR and then a closer range BR. The idea is you use the Zlatko, so not the Zlatko, the Psycad and the Kurosawa early, get that Kurosawa purged, break out the other battle rifle and mostly skirmish at longer ranges, and then if you need to do DPS, you drop the sniper and whip out the battle rifle, and you use a sort of hybrid battle rifle setup to try and edge out the win with a sub and your decent mobility. These are the ULG 21 legs or something like that. They're reasonably quick, and we have a Fushi head, so you have good scan time. So good little recon AC. And the bulky TE core is helpful there in just giving you the bulk to survive contact with the enemy. Oh, this is a hideous motherfucker. This is another build check AC. This is on those E13 legs, so it's very, very, very fat. You're carrying 2 Kurosawas and a large missile. Your bay then backup is a Provo and a KRSW. So you have some longevity, but your main objective is just killing someone outright early on, early game, and being up on AC count in a team fight. 2 Kurosawas can help you do that, because that's a whole ton of damage. You find a low TE target and just nuke them, and then you actually nuke them with the large missile, and you continue to do that until they're dead. Good for setting up your teammates to get the kill. It's a good support AC. Oh, here's another Sinto. This is a weird one. I'm using the Nayotake bullshit here. This is the chaff. And this is a similar AC to the one earlier that we saw on the ULG 21 legs. You have a big Kurosawa. You have a Cirrus battle rifle. Or no, is that a Lotus? I can't fucking tell. I think that's a Cirrus. And then behind that you have a Psycad and a Strakoza. Basically, it plays itself. More of a gliding AC, and you just sort of shoot the enemy, have fun. Very straightforward strategy here. Oh, here's another fun AC. So this is USG 3BR with Sazanami missiles. If you like that style of a through-weapon combo with VTFs on a heavyweight, and you want it on a mid but just can't fit it, try this. The ULG 21 legs have the load cap to support this loadout. However, they don't necessarily have very good defenses, so your mileage may vary there. You're a lot more vulnerable, of course, than a heavyweight, but you are quick. You're midweight. You turn a little bit better, which is very handy, and you can support this loadout. So give it a go. I know Valhalla really likes this style of AC, but on a lightweight, and if you want to make more concessions to your survivability, you can fit this on a lightweight. And then I have a pile there instead of a shield just because, style. There you go, have fun. Oh, here's another side grade to the sort of Strike mid combo. This is another, again, through-open combo AC, chaff in the shoulder to help you get in and defend you when you're in a brawl. Zlatko and 3BR complement each other very well. The Zlatko will armor break for the 3BR, meaning that against CE heavies you can still use both weapons effectively. Behind that Zlatko, though, is a first-gen howitzer, that K14. That is going to complement the 3BR as well if you want to just get in and like DPS brawl somebody rather than poke and skirmish with the sniper. And then a Neodori Model 3, just that good Napa, good coverage option for lights and stuff that would avoid the 3BR. Simple enough. And what is this monstrosity? Man, what the fuck am I looking at? Well, the bays are nice. That's 3BR and plasma. The shoulder, I don't even know what the fucking E36 missile is. Is that like the heavy CE missile? I can't remember. And then the Mix-Max shotguns here are just goofy. And that's for hitting lightweights. Some lightweights will have compromised low KE numbers, and if you armor break with the high impact shotgun into the high power shotgun, you just do a fuck ton of damage. It's very funny. It also hits TE quads, the high power shotgun there. So that's for fun. And what the fuck? I don't know how you play this, actually. I don't know why this is in there. I forget. Whatever. What is this? Okay. Here's another heavyweight, a CE heavyweight. This is the Aoi Model 2 CE heavyweight. I prefer this much more over the Owie Model 1. I know the Owie Model 1 has better DPS because of the arms, but this has more mobility. And you can see here this has a subcomputer in the shoulder. This, I remember, was one of my Duelist ACs that I won a tournament with, or I think I was finalist with this. It beat a hell of a lot of people, actually. So you have Strakoza and 3BR here, which is nice. This is just if you're shooting anything that's weak to 3BR, you kill it with that. If they resist the 3BR, you whip out the plasma gun, because they're going to be weak to the plasma. They're not going to be able to get away from it as easily. And then behind the Strakoza, in case they're like a very, 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 very heavy CE stacked build, that's a high power rifle, just so you can kind of poke them down with that and then plasma them in a pinch. And all those weapons are supported by the subcomputer. And your FCS is the 303, so it's a pretty responsive close-range FCS. And again, the glide boost action here is supported by a balanced generator, so you're pretty well solid there. Fun little AC, purge the weapons you don't need at the end. Oh boy, this is a bastard. This is an AC I got from, God, what the fuck is his name? Dissociation, or Dislocation. This is the 8-shot snipers with subs. These lock incredibly fast. And this AC has a quick lock FCS, making that lock even quicker, and it also has Bay plasma guns, and Tokonatsu and Procny. So this is an extremely responsive, very, very strong AC. The trouble is that you have two modes basically. You have crackhead DPS and crackhead poke, and you kind of just switch between them as you feel the match out. Very fun to play. This is definitely an AC to take inspiration from. Give it a go on your own time and see what you like about it. 8-shot snipers are really slept on. They're a very, very, very useful weapon. If you want a sniper on your AC, but you don't feel like you can support it, you don't feel comfortable with the blue lock style, these lock on. They only have 8 shots, but they lock on. They also do a fuck ton of damage. This is a super fat quad. Just an ugly son of a bitch. You see we have what do we have? We have Podenka, 3BR, and dual shoulder VTFs. Behind that is Shot Pulse. This is hideous. It's also Tokonatsu and Procny generator. So this is potentially very quick. Also potentially easy to gen bust yourself and be dead in the water. Maybe experienced user kind of AC if you like, but also fun. I think this is a very fun build to play. You could just as easily swap to a Shinatsu booster on this, and you could just glide at people and have fun. This AC would be more for a built-up area. The higher power booster of the Tokonatsu is better for boost drive to get you around those corners better, because you're going to struggle with turning in this AC. It's a very heavy quad. Actually, no, it's got good turning because of those quad legs, the Yomogyu. So give it a go. This is like a different version, a different take on the Infighter quad. It's fatter, it's slower, more defensive. Actually, I think it even has worse defenses than AP, but it has better turning, which sometimes matters. Oh, here's my take on the dual kit starter AC or whatever, or the dual starter pack, whatever. Yeah, so it's the only changes here is I think I've swapped the Strakoza for Podenka. The frame is also just a CE frame that resists USG 3BR. So again, the kind of thing you want to shoot with shotguns, not with 3BRs, because it'll bounce the 3BR after the shotgun hits it. Weak to laser speed though, so be careful with that. This is a cute little design. This is a Struck Mid in everything but name. This is the I don't care what I'm shooting at, I'm just going to DPS you build. The core of this, I think I stole this from Dark Salvation, ancient Xbox lore there for you. This was originally designed to be a UNAC, and I'm dumb and brainless, so it works for me very, very well. The Strakoza is there, just hits everything, and the PMG is there because it's actually got excellent DPS, even if ineffective. It also screens missiles. The shoulder unit here are AS missiles, auto-sighting missiles, which are really effective. They have good DPS as well. So this is like you're shooting a Strakoza, a CEMG, and a PMG at the target all at the same time, which is nice. That's pretty good, actually. And that has very, very strong DPS. And if you play this as a brawler that's very evasive, you can actually take on much heavier ACs even though you're doing ineffective damage. This particular version of this has that Procny generator, which means you have extreme amounts of energy. This is a very energy efficient AC, but you could swap down to G23 and get even more energy recovery out of this. The bay here, I can't see what that is. The F19, that might be a recon jammer or some other bullshit. You could fit whatever you want in the bays as long as you have the weight for it. Stuff I've been using recently has been the first-gen howitzer to pair with the Strakoza to give you a little bit more DPS and burst if you find yourself in that face-to-face confrontation with something hideous that has like double 3BR, double mid-missile, and you just need damage to win that fight before you die. And also you can downgrade this to Rainier legs rather than Denali legs to get even more speed and jumping capability out of it, and even better turning, which may be better in a close-range situation. So there you have it. Good little modular AC. Oh, here's another little son of a bitch. Oh man, that honey tea really works. So this is a similar premise as that AC that has the dual subs and the dual 8 shots, except this is now dual shoulder ammo. So your 8 shots become, I don't know, 80%. They have ammo. You can use them like regular snipers. They lock on very quickly, so you don't need subs. And the issue is that they don't reload very quick, but it's whatever. Then your backup weapons are low ammo weapons that have high return on investment. So again, a heat pile here. You have 5 shots on that. Go nuts. Pile the world. Become him. Do your best. And then a kaleidoscope PMG. This is a PMG that's usually found on the back of a tank because it has very good effective range. So have fun using this as a backup weapon. With the extra ammo from the ammo shoulders, you can actually use this as kind of a primary weapon in a pinch. This is experimental though. Don't take this AC super seriously. Oh boy! Now this is another fun one. Similar setup here. We have bay howitzers, which is very funny. This is your get off me button. Your main hand weapons are that 12 shot and an 8 shot, and the missiles are, I think E36 are Dimapur missiles. They are long-range, hard-hitting CE missiles, medium missiles they are. And so this is basically a take on the laser speed quad, but it's more like laser mid or whatever, laser mid missile, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because you're going to hit for a very high burst with this 8-shot sniper and this 12-shot laser, and then your follow-up volley is going to be those Dimapur missiles, which after the armor break are going to hit many targets very hard. The frame is just like a basic kind of heavy-ish quad. The game categorizes it as a high defense quad. You're going to get cooked by pulse guns. You have no defense against that. Have fun. Your only way of fighting that off is just going to be howitzering them when they come to pulse you. So give that a go. Just food for thought there, basically. And I think that's the end of our video here. Thank you for watching. Engagement bait or whatever, do something in the comments below. Tell me about ACs you like, some shit like that. I don't know, man. Whatever.